Alright, I wanted to make this video, and I figured it would be quite appropriate too. So, this is Mega Man NG, and I welcome you guys to a little something that's a bit different. Today is June 4th, 2019. And today is kind of fitting because it's also the same day as pretty much the end of an era. End of an era for the Nintendo 3DS. Since, well, yeah, we now know that Nintendo has moved on to the Nintendo Switch. And as for the handhelds, well, as of today, that era is over. That era is sadly over because the final game for the Nintendo 3DS is being released. Persona Q2, and I'm going to be picking up my game today at GameStop. I don't plan on doing a playthrough of it because, let's just say, I've pretty much moved on from doing 3DS games. I may come back to it once I get my hands on that Citra emulator thing, and hopefully I can start working on Daigyaku Saiban. And when I do that, expect coverage of it from me. But what I want to talk about is pretty much my memories of the Nintendo 3DS. And I'm one of the few people that had the original 3DS since launch, since when it came out in, I believe, 2010, 2011. And it came out in 2010, 2011, and I mostly got it in black, mostly because I was looking forward to playing Mega Man Legends 3 on the handheld. And you guys all know what happened next. Pretty much Legends 3 got canceled, 3DSs were being sent back because without it, the 3DS wasn't going to sell. But, as you would guess, Nintendo stuck to their guns, and I was one of the few users that actually was gotten an ambassador certificate, meaning I could get 10 Nintendo games and 10 Game Boy Advance games. 20 free games for all those who still have their 3DSs since launch. I am surprised and also a bit disappointed that Nintendo never bothered including more GBA games onto the 3DS itself. That would have actually been a system seller, but they didn't. Though, if you wanted to get GBA games, you have to get them via the Wii U, which is rather disappointing. It really is. But I've had a lot of memories of the 3DS, and there were so many games to count. The Pokemon games being one of them, whether it be Pokemon XY, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, or the Sun and Moon series. Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon. They were great games. They really were. Not only that, but it also gave us a lot of RPG games. A lot. And I'm not kidding, a lot. Because there were like so many RPGs released for the 3DS. I would spend hours on them. The Yokai Watch games being one of them, and there are many others. I could just list them, but if you played any RPG game on the 3DS, then you would know. You would know that for a fact. Whether it be Final Fantasy, Monster Hunter, and yes, Monster Hunter, I had a lot of fun with Monster Hunter on the 3DS. Those were some good times. And so many more. I just don't know where to start. I really honestly don't know because, yeah, it's a pretty sad day. It really is. And honestly, it's an end of an era, and it's kind of fitting because the last few games have not sold well. Like, for example, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey turned out to be one of the more lower-selling games ever. And there's also Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, which I am going to get my hands on it eventually. There's also Luigi's Mansion 3DS. And the biggest sin, oh boy, Yokai Watch 3. Yeah, I couldn't get a copy for my girlfriend for her birthday, but I was lucky enough to have gotten a copy. But the really sad thing is that the fact that many of these 3DS games, they now go for ridiculous prices. Especially games that didn't do well sales-wise. Like, I'll list an example. Yokai Watch Blasters. I didn't get the game when it first came out. But trying to find them, like, for a new copy is insane. Like, at $70, $80 just to get it brand new. When I would rather just get it $40 and that's it. I guess that's the thing. And now with new copies of Yokai Watch 3 going upwards up to $90, that's nuts. Even games that have been released years ago still pay for like full price. One of my commenters, Michael Gunnels, mentioned about Fire Emblem Awakening on Nintendo 3DS. And I have to agree, though that game, it still packs a punch. Even some of the Pokemon games, they still cost a lot. I was lucky that I got my hands on the games when I did. Otherwise, I'd be spending a pretty penny on them. And you guys know I don't make much money on YouTube for that. But the 3DS gave us so much. Heck, it even gave us Smash 4 on the 3DS. Smash on the 3DS just to warm ourselves up for the Wii U version. So many good games. Mario Kart 7. There are too many 3DS games to count. The 3DS has like a big library. And I'm also thankful and hopeful that the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection for the 3DS is still going strong. And there are people still playing on their 3DSs online. But nowadays, people have all moved on to the Nintendo Switch. A console that is pretty much a hybrid. It's a console and a handheld all in one. And I feel it's probably going to be the future. But truth be told, we should never forget the 3DS. Heck, I feel that like for 30 years we have had Pokemon like a lot on these handhelds. And now we've come full circle. What started as the Game Boy in 1989, we moved 30 years later and look at where we have now. We have the Nintendo Switch, and I pretty much mean it's going to be the future. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be the same thing 30 years from now in 2049. But that's a topic for another day. So, yeah, I want to ask, what are your memories of the 3DS? What games do you like? And what games would you want to recommend to people? Oh, yeah, speaking of which, the 3DS had like multiple different models. And it's not just limited to 3DS handheld. There was the new Nintendo 3DS, which included Amiibo support. There was also the 2DS and the new Nintendo 2DS XL that I still have, by the way, that's unopened. I'm going to keep that as a collector's item. So, like I said, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about this end of an era? So tell me, I want to hear it from all of you. Let me know in the comments what you think, because I wanted this to be pretty much like a celebration. A celebration to the 3DS, a celebration to all of Nintendo's handhelds, and a look forward to the future. So, yeah. I look forward to hearing what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching. It's not a long video, but yeah, so many good memories. A video like this just won't cut it. My description would probably explain itself, so I look forward to hearing from all of you. And I do apologize if this is rather sudden, but I figured it would be appropriate because, yeah, I'm going to be picking up Persona Q2 later, and I'm going to be enjoying that. And don't you fret, I am going to be working whenever I possibly can to get more stuff done. All I ask is that you please be patient with me. I am only one person who can only do so much, and yeah, using a laptop just to do everything, I don't want to push it to its limits. I only want to do what I can when I can. And if I get my hands on the all-in-one PC, then maybe I can get back to doing what I do best. Like, say, getting reviews done, getting everything done, etc. It's a lot of work, but somebody's got to do it. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Doing it all helps out to my channel big time. It really does. Thanks for everything, 3DS. I got a lot of games that I hopefully want to get my hands on, and I hope I will continue to do so. Now, I only hope Nintendo does one last thing, and that's to remove the region lock on the 3DS. So that way I can actually get a reason to import Daigyak Tensai Ban and play it for myself. But if that doesn't work, I can always use the emulator, so what can you do? Yep, that's it. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. Thanks for everything, 3DS. Thanks for all the memories.